Hello, I'm Elisabeth, an obsessive backyard gardener who might be able to offer you a couple of tips.
And I'm Keith, a landscape consultant, and I'm also passionate about gardening.
The one thing we both have in common is muddy boots. Muddy Boots is proudly sponsored by Clyde Compost, the premium compost trusted by gardeners who want results. Packed with goodness, free from nasties and perfect for healthy soil and thriving plants. Visit clydecompost.com and tell
Them that we sent them.
Okay, it's time for another loose leaf chat. This is where Keith and I catch up on what we've been up to over the past few weeks. In our own gardens, in other people's gardens, and anywhere else our gardening adventures have taken us. There's always plenty to talk about, so let's get into it. Keith, what have you been up to?
Well, the biggest thing that I got up to and still is a wonderful memory for me is the Warren Open Garden Scheme.
Big weekend.
Huge weekend, and like I said, it was just so memorable, and I met so many wonderful people, and I learnt so much. You know, you sort of go to the country and you think to yourself, well, you know, we're just driving through all these paddocks of things, you know. What's so
going
big deal?
on?
Yeah, what's going on? And it was amazing. We stayed with this beautiful couple, Beck and Andrew Austin, on their farm, which was a generational farm, with their two boys.
That's nice.
Will and Eddie.
Yep.
And we had a wonderful time with them. We never actually got to meet Andrew for the first day or so because we were in bed before he got home at night, and he was gone before we got up the following morning.
So he was working the farm?
He was working the farm.
Oh, wow.
And he took us out on the last day. He took us out and around the farm to show us just how it all worked, and it was just absolutely mind-blowing just to see the effort that they put in to the land and how much they care for the land. And it was just so inspiring to see how we go about gardening and how much we love the things that we do, and this is on just a mammoth scale.
I know,
this is
a
just
tiny
huge.
scale comparison.
They had wheat, they had canola, they had fava beans, which is our broad beans, and they were doing cotton. They were growing cotton,
wow.
so they had an irrigation. And they were irrigating the cotton, and he was going out hand irrigating the thing. So they had a beautiful big channel running beside the land, and all the cotton was all on little hills planted down through the middle. So he had to use pipes out of the channel to suck water, and when he got the water, just drop it down so that it was just a draining motion, a siphoning motion out of the big channel. And he had to go and hand water all these. And when I said to him, how many would you do? How many of these pipes would you lay to do the irrigation? He said, probably over 2,500.
Oh.
I had to go doing 3 and couldn't get one to work. And I said, I've just got a small palm syndrome. I couldn't get them to siphon. It's just such a but to see just the way that they do things up there was amazing. So that was a real educational side of that Warren Open Garden Scheme.
Yep.
And then we had workshops on the Saturday where I managed to get on and do a talk for an hour in front of probably a couple of hundred people. We had some brilliant giveaways as well as products people to buy. So Clyde Compost sent up there 4 pallets of beautiful Clyde compost, which the community was able to buy, and all that went to the school, St Mary's Parish Primary School up there, and that was to set up drainage issues that they have around the school. So this whirlwind of a person by the name of Jess Taylor, she put this whole thing together with her committees, and this thing just went like clockwork. Everything just happened. It just worked.
And it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Bigger and bigger.
So they started out hoping to raise about $30,000. They sold 1,440 tickets for the event in 12 and a half minutes. So that gave them a total of $80,000. And then after that, they had raffles, they had giveaways, they had all these other things that after they'd paid out all the outgoings, they raised $101,000.
Fantastic.
And this is this tiny little community in what's called the wild, wild west of New South Wales.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
So in between Orange and Dubbo, that's where we were.
Okay.
And it was just absolutely mind-blowing. So after they'd done all that, Jess sent me a text one night after they'd sold all the tickets and said the actual cream on top would be if someone knew Costa.
Okay. This was after the event? This is before the event?
This is after they'd sold all the tickets. So the cream on the top was going to be if someone knew Costa. So I sent Jess his personal home phone number, and I said, for God's sake, Jess, text him first.
Yes.
So anyway, she managed to text him. They got talking, and look,
he came. She has a way. She
has a way. My God, does she have a way?
So you didn't just have Costa though. You had a few other.
We had
celebrities.
Jason Hodges from Better Homes and Gardens. He was there. It was nice to catch up with him.
Yep.
But I hadn't seen Costa for probably 5 or 6 years, and we first met back in 2007 and at the Nambour Gardening Show. So it was just fabulous to have that reconnection with Costa again. and I'm happy to say that he has promised that he will come on to Muddy Boots.
Oh, has he just? Look forward to that.
February, March.
Great. I'll let you follow that up.
We're going to nail him down, and we're going to have him on Muddy Boots.
In a Zoom?
In a Zoom. No, that'll be fine. He'll be good. He's in Sydney.
Yes, fantastic.
So it was terrific to meet him. Cass from Outback Gardens was there, which was terrific.
There were a lot of social media gardeners basically at this event. That's fantastic.
And there was also Sarah from Lesac.
Yes.
She was there as well.
Yes.
And we had a Q&A group where there was Costa, Cass, Jason, myself, and Sarah, and we did a Q&A and answered all the questions from the public on the Saturday afternoon, or Sunday afternoon that was. Sorry. They had 5 gardens or 7 gardens to go and have a look at, and I was lucky enough to get one called Raby, which was built in 1890, the actual farm. Prince Philip actually stayed there, and
lovely.
Yeah, which was it was sort of a nice little connection, but it was just a beautiful place to have a look at, and it was just magic to sort of see. So that was probably the greatest thing that I think I've experienced. Leslie came with me, and of course, when she got home, she said to me, the cameraman, that was the best weekend away we had.
Oh,
that was how much she was impressed by the whole thing.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
People out in the bush, I just love them.
Yeah,
and
down to earth people.
Yeah, they're down to earth people. They communicate to you. They share things with you. They couldn't do enough for us little city slickers, which was fantastic.
City slickers. Is there going to be another Warren Open Garden weekend?
Well, Jess's husband said, if you do this again next year, that's it, finished. So, and then he did come back and say, well, we probably could do this in 2 years' time.
Okay.
So there might be an invitation. We might even have Muddy Boots out there.
I want to go next time because that sounds like fun. I didn't get invited. Why didn't I get invited anyway?
Oh, I don't know, but
next time.
Next time for sure.
That's fine.
It was just fabulous. Fabulous.
That's great. I'm glad.
So that was great.
That was the highlight of your last 4 weeks.
Absolutely.
Do you want to tell me more? You've got a list there.
No.
That's enough.
Open Gardens at Warren was just absolutely sensational. I said it's burned into my memory with nothing but positive, beautiful thoughts.
Sounds
it's just
fantastic.
lovely.
Sounds great. Well, I didn't obviously get to go to that, as you know, but I've still had a lovely 4 weeks. We've had so much beautiful spring rain in Melbourne. It just doesn't stop to the point where you start to think, is it going to stop? But it's been really lovely, and so our gardens have gone berserk down here. I've just planted another 40 plants out the back, and I'm going to this afternoon to buy another 50 plants. So that's my life at the moment. When I'm not working, I'm enjoying planting a new garden out. So that's been absolutely fantastic.
And pulling out the Verbena bonariensis weeds. That's another joy for you.
I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I had a lovely break in Noosa for 10 days, so that was really lovely with my daughter. The weather was so humid up there with lots of rain, so the gardens are all up there look absolutely beautiful and lush, and they're all thriving. Things like bromeliads and succulents and ferns and cordylines and lilies and all sorts of things. So that was lovely to be able to sort of have a look at some different gardens, some tropical gardens. So I enjoyed that. And that's really my 4 weeks. I don't have as much to say as Keith about what I've been doing, but it's been very lovely. And we've got Christmas coming up.
Yes.
Very soon.
That's dead right.
So I think we need to talk about what we're going to do for Christmas. What are you doing in the garden for Christmas? Anything? Are you having Christmas in the garden?
No,
perhaps?
we're not having Christmas in the garden.
Why not? It's got a beautiful garden.
We're going to be going to my daughter-in-law's parents' farm. While they're away, the parents are away, we're going to play on the farm, and we've got lots of space for the kids to run around and do all that sort of stuff.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I'm not going to be having my oldest boy and his wife and 3 grandchildren coming. They're going to have a white Christmas.
Oh, fantastic.
So Blake and Emma and the 3 boys, Harry, Max and Augie, are all going over to Scandinavia. So they're going to go and have a look at about 6 or 7 countries over there.
Oh, wow.
And enjoy that. And for their Christmas, they've got themselves some GoPros, so they're going to film the whole thing, and hopefully we'll get updates sent across to us. So that'll be fantastic.
That's lovely.
Blake and Em, they're going to be away for it, so it's going to be a much smaller, more reduced family event at the farm, but we're looking forward to that immensely.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, I'll be going to my brother's farm, little mini farm down in Merricks, which will be lovely because he's just done some new things to his garden, so I'll be enjoying that. But my children won't be there because they're both going to different places for Christmas, so it'll be...
That's the way.
So we're having Boxing Day with the children, with Tom and Sadie, our 2 kids, and their partners at Supernormal, a restaurant in Melbourne. So Christmas is going to be a bit different this year, but I don't mind. We'll have a very relaxing Christmas Day. We don't have to do much, so that'll be very special.
That's great.
And so we hope you all have a lovely Christmas, because it's just only a couple of days away. By the time this is up, it'll be a couple of days away only. So,
and if you're looking for a present, you might be able to get yourself a Wormley.
A Wormley worm farm.
A Wormley worm farm.
If you check out wormley.com.au, you might be able to get this fantastic worm farm that we have just had on. Actually, I think it's coming up. Yeah, I don't think it's not up yet, but we'll tell you more about that. So we won't talk about that now. We'll check it. wormley.com.au.
So that's terrific.
That is it. I think we need to talk about Nutrog's newsletter. I haven't talked about that lately, so we just want to mention that Nutrog has a fantastic monthly newsletter which is filled with the latest gardening tips, inspiring stories, new product releases and more. It is definitely worth checking out, and all you need to do is go onto their website nutrog.com.au and look for the Home Gardener page to sign up to the monthly newsletter. So I think that's it for this month's Loose Leaf.
I guess so.
You took up most of it.
Yep.
As you do.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will be back very soon with more garden stories and updates.
And guests.
And guests, of course. A reminder that if you would like to watch our podcast rather than listen to it, you can find Muddy Boots on YouTube. So until we meet again, happy gardening.
Happy gardening.
Thank you for listening to Muddy Boots. For more information on today's podcast, please go to muddyboots.net.au, and happy gardening.